Happy New Year, boys!
Happy New Year, lads. What's happening?
Have we got any resolutions? I can't. Well, I know Tank probably won't. Or actually, I should start this podcast by saying pre-warning: Tank is giddy this morning, so God knows what's going to happen over the next 45
8 sugars
minutes.
in his coffee.
It's good coffee, that though. Look at that, lads.
It does look good. Fancy
Looks
machine.
like
You get a silly present for Christmas, and it's your best present. The cup.
What did you get?
That cup, look, it's fucking.
Is it like an insulated one, isn't it? That'll keep it nice and toasty, that will.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but yeah, I think so.
I don't know what that means.
They're the best type of presents, those. They're like the little presents, but you'll use them every day.
Yeah.
Sharon made me a coffee yesterday morning. I was angry that she never put it in. I was proper angry. Like, where's the coffee cup?
You're like my son. He'll only drink out of his Liverpool cup. But if I make him a juice in a non-Liverpool cup, he's like, Dad, will you put it in my cup? I'm like, what? Jim, resolutions. Have you got any?
I think I need to lose a bit of timber. Well, not lose a bit of timber. I just need to eat better. I don't eat very well at all.
What's your go-to, lad? What's your state, like your food? Like, what's your
McDonald's?
Your go-to? Are you a McDonald's man? Yeah.
I can't eat cold food, right? So if I'm out or doing something, going to the shop and getting like cold pasta or a cold sandwich, it's just minging. Like I prefer hot. So the only thing hot is like a McDonald's or
that's definitely not the only thing that's hot, but
no. Well, it's not. I mean, but what's the other? Like Subway, it's just gluten in it.
Better than McDonald's, though. McDonald's is like I'd rather eat me.
Honestly, Subway gives me massive fucking heartburn, like really bad. And it might be the sauces they have, but so I looked at a microwave.
I think you're overthinking it, lad.
Maybe.
Do you know what it might be, mate? It's not the heartburn. It's the fact that you have your fucking tops that tight around your throat, loosen it, and it'll go down easier.
No, I wish that. Get strangle me so I stop eating. But yeah, that's me. Like, I need to eat healthy and maybe move a bit more.
Okay, that's a solid one. What about you, Tank?
Oh, lads, listen, I've not had a beer, have I, over Christmas and that New Year?
You just want to tell this story, don't you? You're not asked. He's not asked about resolutions. Again, for the people on the podcast, we got a text message last night. I'm not going to steal Tank's thunder at all.
I misread it as well.
Party, and he may have had an interesting event that he wants to tell us about on the podcast. So, Tank, with that, the floor is yours.
Fucking belter. We had a few round. Like, you had the brother-in-law come round with his wife and all of the kids. So my mum and dad were here. Her mum was here, and it was about 18 in the kitchen. So I'd been fucking me, my dad, and the brother-in-law are just watching the game in and out. Fucking Coronas are flying down. Fucking Mandry, the lots. Fucking. So I went out to
Mandry, is that a new beer?
Is that a new beer?
Yeah, what's it called?
Madry,
yeah. That's the fucking same difference.
Mandry tonight.
So anyway, fucking back into the fridge. The fucking, you know what it's like when the Corona and that's flowing. They just flow. Yeah. So we're just fucking. So I've just seen a mother-in-law at the sink, and she's got like a pair of like black tracky bottoms. Don't know why. I don't know. It just went over and it just went like that. But the lock come down. The fucking knickers come as well. I'm like, I'm really happy. I'm like, yes, yeah. And then everyone was like, oh. I was like, no. Like our Jack and that are sitting at the table with his girlfriend going,
mate, what possessed you to do that to your mother-in-law?
Oh, class, mate. Honestly, proper. Like, not just a kecking. This was a kecking.
Like both knickers, like by her ankles, like
kecks, ankles, knickers, the back of the knees.
Oh, so what happened then? Like, how did she recover?
I just ran.
So, like, explain to me that, like, the mood in the room after that, because like
go down well. Like, surely everyone's gone like, nah.
But yeah, listen, the pants went down well. But there was like bales of hay coming into the kitchen.
Tumbleweeds, you mean? Like bales of hay don't roll very well, lad.
It was frosty, but it was like kind of it was in good spirits.
So when you text us, you text it go, lads, I've just kicked the mother-in-law, and I read it as kicked. So I thought you booted your mother-in-law in the back. She's gone flying across the room.
No.
Trousers and fucking knickers came down. I was like, how the fuck's that happened? Like,
fully fledged
mother-in-law.
Oh my god, mate!
Proud moment.
So how did you recover from that point? Like, was it discussed then,
Pulled
or
her
was
up
it just
for
like
her. Sorry, love. Oh.
No, just drank more and stayed in the other room.
Jesus, mate, that is a high risk strategy. I honestly think if I did that to my mother-in-law, I think she'd murder me on the spot.
Oh,
Genuinely
yeah,
murder me on the spot.
She looks like that way, your mother-in-law. Like,
oh, mate, no messing. Like,
Nah.
genuinely pure, like African. She'd batter you, like genuinely batter you, like she'd never forgive me either. You know what I mean? It's
oh
one of
no,
them.
I'd be wrote out the will, mate. That'll be me done.
That's it. Yeah.
Right, lads, don't knock it till you try.
Yeah, I'll leave that one to you, mate. I think. Was it a good night though, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was fucking, we've all been sick as dogs, haven't we? The whole fucking family. So everyone felt a little bit all right. So just had a little bite to eat and that, and a few beers. It was nice. I was in bed with fucking Frankie having cheese butties and watching Paw Patrol at 8:30.
8:30 at night?
8:30. I think it was 8:30 till 9. It started early doors.
I was going to say that
We
must have been an aggressive pace.
about 12:30.
Must have been a good night. You were nice to me on social media, lad.
Oh my God, that might be the best thing that's happened all festive period. Who took your phone, Tank?
Wait, I'm getting that tattooed on me arm.
Have you got any resolutions, Tank? Just not to keck the mother-in-law again, or?
No, just fucking. You can't really improve on perfection, so there's no point doing it.
Yeah, point well made. You must have enjoyed the Forest game then, Tank, because obviously you were tweeting about it. It was a good performance. Seems like the players are all buying what the manager's selling.
Lads, I said that
deserve something from the game.
I did say from day one with Forest, it's going to take time because they've had that many plays, but I might be slightly biased. I thought they fucking battered Chelsea second half. You know, you look at the stats, Chelsea had like 0 of everything, and Forest were like really pushing. And, you know, Gibbs White's looking a proper player now, and he's involved in everything. And I just think he's one of them who needs a little bit of luck and a little goal to go in off his arse or something, and he'll kick on. I thought Brennan Johnson, who's been taking a bit of stick unjustly, I thought he was dangerous as fuck.
What do you think? I don't want to say has changed, but I was only looking at the league table there before. I couldn't believe it. I think you're 3 points off 30, going level with 13th place Leicester. Yeah. So that's one win can change everything. So there's certainly a lot of football to be played here. And there's I have to say, having looked at the games over the weekend and I suppose the festive period, there's teams that look worse than Forest at the moment. So that must give them a shot in the arm to go, come on, there's a lot to play for here.
The thing about Forest is I look at all of the sides and I think like right now, like your Everton's are dreadful. And I'm sure we'll probably speak about them soon. But Everton are dreadful. Southampton look like they're gone. West Ham look like they can't string 2 passes together. And Bournemouth, Bournemouth had that run, haven't they? And they were fantastic, but they're right in the shit still. They won a few games, they're right in the shit. And Forest have just been gradually just gelling and clicking. And I honestly think they're going to be all right. I think they're going to stay in the league because they're getting better and better and better. And, they're talking about signing more players in the window. I hope it's not too many. Maybe I'd 1 or 2
Another
bits 25. Of quality. But we had this on a podcast, didn't we, Jamie? And we said Forest needs it because they lost so many players on loan. They lost so many players out of contract. So if they didn't sign 20-odd players, they wouldn't have a fucking squad. Yeah. But the squad for me is gelling now. The training ground, the work, what he's doing on a training ground is coming to fruition. And I think that I'm looking at that bottom half of the table, and I think that Forest are in the strongest position in quite a few of them.
Was your original prediction that Forest? What was it, Jim? Can you remember his original prediction for Forest? Was that not like? Was there was a mad one? Top half of the table.
He also said Wolves would qualify for Europe.
That was a big one, Tank.
By the way, Wolves, yeah.
But funnily you say that. I mean, obviously, I watch this with outsider goggles on, if you will, and there's something you can clearly see, when teams are struggling a little bit, and by struggling, looking at the points total here, purely and simply, you usually see that players will down tools. You'll see maybe there's a little bit of unrest within the camp. You get none of that sense with Nottingham Forest. You see that the players are clearly, as I said before, buying what the manager is selling. They're bought into him. There feels like the energy of the City ground will put that will get them points over the course of this season. So it just feels like you said there, they need a couple to go in off people's asses. They just need to find a way to get a couple of wins, and things could change very, very quickly for them.
Is that Jimmy or me?
I'm going to come to Jimmy on Chelsea in a minute because I know that he's a secret Chelsea fan.
I agree with you, Jamie. I mean, let's put things into perspective there. Chelsea are supposedly a top side. They've spent hundreds and hundreds of millions. They're talking about spending hundreds and hundreds of million in this window. And if someone just watched that game and saying, "Oh, you knew nothing about football," you would say that, especially in the second half, that Forest were the dominant team here. Like they were challenging for. I thought Forest were outstanding, and you hit the nail on the head. Once you get the City ground rocking like that, it's a difficult place for anybody to go and get results.
I think that's what's going in their favour for Forest, is that they're winning and getting points at home, whereas no one else really are down there. It's very hit and miss. If they can nick a win away somewhere and build that away form, then they'll be out of that no problem, and that's their only thing. But Everton, Bournemouth, Wolves, they can't buy a win at home or away. So
West Ham, Jimmy's the one.
West Ham's a weird one though, lads, because everyone keeps saying too good to go down, but they are, Jim. They're throwing in some shocking results.
Really struggling, and David Moyes buying a player like Paqueta. It's just like I don't know whether that was a buy from above or director of football. Because
it's like buying a Ferrari and driving it around your estate at 30
exactly,
miles an hour.
And it's not. It's a great buy with the right manager, and obviously they're struggling. They're struggling to score goals, and without Antonio, that Skamaka was doing well early doors, but he seems to be struggling now and conceding goals. I don't know where David Moyes is, whether he's tried to change it and from a usual defend and counter or
a lot of West Ham fans are saying they're not happy with how he's using Paqueta. They say they want him deeper, they want him more involved. He's been playing him in a 10 and he's not impacting the games enough.
You need to get him on the ball, don't you? Whether that's dropping deep, you just let him have a free roll, go and do whatever you want, protect him with Declan Rice and whoever else plays in that midfield with Rice. But you need to just give him the ball. And the issue you've got is once he's not impacting the game, he can't then influence the other players who can impact the game. So they're looking bad. I think they are too good to get it down. I don't think they will. I think they'll start pulling out a few wins. But if I'm Wolves, Bournemouth, Southampton are gone. They're awful. Garbage.
I don't even know what Southampton are anymore.
No.
I don't know why. I don't understand as a club. Well, I do understand, and I hope this isn't the case, but you've just lost Ralph Hasenhüttl, who was at one point tipped for the Man United job, and was seen as a next good coach. To get rid of him and bring in Nathan Jones, who failed at Stoke with a big budget and decent players, and was doing well at a smaller club. I don't know why you do that. I don't know why you don't get someone with Premier League experience. The only thing I can think of is they're preparing to go down.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Yeah, I was surprised by that appointment, especially when we keep saying it. I think we're the Sean Dyche fan club now. There just seems like there's Premier League ready managers. Like he could step in and do, I think, a great job at Everton. I think he could do a great job at Southampton, but they just seem to have lost the way. And you might be right, Jim. It might be one of those buckle up, let's take the hit, reboot, and go again. But I'll stay with you on this one, Jim, because it seems like you've got your blue microphone cover on there. Your Chelsea boys. Chelsea is the only team we've seen you with an actual jersey on. So do you want to talk about your Chelsea boys? Because I think now that's 3 defeats and a draw in the last 5 for Graham Potter. So, I'm not saying we've spoke heavily on this podcast that we rate him as a coach. Me and Tank were thinking he could potentially replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. I rate him highly. We're talking about, perception when we're talking about Forest, and it seems like it's a together camp. You look at West Ham, that seems like there's issues. I look at Chelsea and I think exactly the same. That does not seem a happy camp. Not everybody is in tune. The results are not going their way. Azpilicueta came out last night and was clearly frustrated in some of the things that he was saying about the number of points they've dropped. It's not been the start that Graham Potter would want, and with owners like Chelsea have, you're never too far away from the chop.
We don't know what the owners of Chelsea are like, to be honest, do we? Because they're so new now. We've taken a point of view that they got rid of Tuchel, but there was unrest between board and manager, and that will naturally come about. And he wasn't setting the world alight the second half of his reign. Under Potter, Chelsea have lost. They've lost a little bit of identity because he's trying to input his own identity, but he's not got the players that he needs to input that identity. He's had no transfer window. They've not got a striker. They've got players that are deadwood, and I would put Azpilicueta as one of them. He probably, towards the back end of his career, he wanted out. I think he wanted to go back to Spain. So it's very early to judge, but naturally we do judge. And everyone be going, I saw someone else saying, someone on Facebook saying Potter out, Chelsea fan. I'm like, already, like, what? And the issue you've got is their transfer policy was scattergun. It was very much, right, who's available?
I have the word scattergun in my notes here.
Yeah. So it's not like we even I
don't even send these agendas. I know,
so
look at this.
They saw who was available and bought them. And not at any point did they go, yeah, they'll fit into our system, or the only one that could have fitted into the system that was seemed to, apart from the value, but the value's a value, was Cucurella, and he's absolutely stunk the place out. Now that's no one's fault other than Cucurella's. So I just think that he just needs a bit more time and to build an identity, because his Brighton side is still up there, and that's his side. Don't get me wrong, the new gaffer wouldn't have changed that much. So I think if he given time, he'll be able to do something with it. But he needs a big January transfer window because he needs his own players. They need a striker first and foremost.
We're saying this though, like the talk these days always is for everyone. Just need more money. Just need more money. Just need more money. But if you're looking at that Chelsea squad, Tank,
it's ridiculous.
Like, it's so good. Like, I love Havertz. I think he's brilliant. They've just brought in Sterling.
That's my fault that he didn't score because I put him in my fantasy football team. So the fucker.
You're still top of the boot room podcast.
Every league I'm in, by the way, I'm flying.
Statman Jim. Tank, you've been very complimentary of obviously the money that the Chelsea have spent and some of the investments that they've made, and of Graham Potter. What do you make of it all? Because is there an element here where you come from a Brighton? He's earned his crust at various different levels over the years, got his job at Brighton, done an unbelievable job. And as Jimmy says, we're still seeing the evidence of the work that he's done in that current Brighton side today. But nothing can quite prepare you for the expectations that come with managing a top European club and top European caliber players, because there's a hell of a lot of egos banding around in dressing rooms. What do you think it is that's causing, I suppose, the bumpy start that he's seen so far?
I feel a little bit for him, to be honest with you, because Chelsea from the offset before they sacked the previous manager was kind of like there was murmurs of unhappiness in there then. But this new owner's come in, and this is, for me, they're doing exactly what Manchester United have done for the past decade with players. They're just like, go and get the most expensive. Doesn't matter who it is, just go and get me the most expensive player and put him to the squad. Like that Koulibaly, he's shit, lads. Let's not beat about the bush. He's awful. He is awful. And I think they paid, 50 million for him? Yeah. Around that mark. He's 33 or something. And I look at that Chelsea backline and the amount of money what they've spent on it. It's like, they're so poor. They're so easy to get at. It's like, but then when you're looking who they're linked with in the transfer window now, it's all centre-halves, and you're like, how many more do you want? Yeah, it's glaringly obvious they need.
Just signed a young centre-half, haven't they?
They've signed it for 30-odd million, yeah. And like, they've been heavily linked with the young Croatian boy. They've been trying to get that deal.
He's good, mate.
He is good, Jimmy. But then I look up to what they signed in the summer, and the left back from Brighton who they got, who I know he had one good season. He was the most unnecessary signing in football, because they had Alonso, who, no matter what you say about Alonso, he always produces. He fucking sets goals up. He scores quite a lot of goals and he defends well. They got Ben Chilwell, who's better than all of them. Yeah. And then you go and pay 60-odd million for him, and he's not needed. And you're kind of thinking, you're allowed Werner to go and Lukaku and signed more centre-halves and defenders. It's just complete scattergun approach for me. And I love Potter, and I think it's going to be quite difficult, because I don't think I think the owner's making the signings. I don't think anyone I just think it's this owner and his people are making the signings and not the manager. And they're like getting kind of told. I don't know where Sterling. I watched the game yesterday. Where's Sterling playing for Chelsea?
Well, didn't he? He came out a while ago because I think Potter had played him right wing back, and Sterling pretty much after the game came out and said, "It's not my best position, but I'll do a job for the team." So early doors, he's laid a mark and was saying, "I'm not happy with this." And there's rumours now. I was going to say the same point as you, Jim. And Enzo Fernandez supposedly, and
but Nkunku is the one, isn't it? I think if they bring him in,
it's done. I think that's already the door.
Yeah. So if they bring him in, I've not seen any. You would have thought that it would have been. I assume he's coming in January. I'm not seen
summer.
Yeah, summer deal.
That's shit for them because he'll be the transition from forward from midfield, and you put Sterling on the right of him and Pulisic, Havertz, Ziyech, and rotate them around him. He should be the linchpin around.
The names there though, Jimmy. You've just rolled off mate. And you're like, fucking.
But Pulisic has never really done it, has he? I don't think in the Premier League. He's been there or thereabouts, but he's never really pushed on.
I don't think he's ever been given a chance to.
Do you know what's weird with Pulisic
this season?
Do you know what's weird about Pulisic? And I think he'd be perfect for Klopp. I've always thought this. I don't know why. I just think like you said there, Tank. Has he been given the chance? Whenever I seem to watch him, I feel like there's a player there. I just don't, for whatever reason. And you'll know better than Jimmy. You had 300 clubs, so you'll know. Tank, you'll know as well. Sometimes it just doesn't work at certain clubs for certain managers, and I just feel like it's one of them with Pulisic. Whereas if he had a manager that put his arm around him, not saying that Potter doesn't, but I just feel like he's always been tailor-made for Klopp, but it just hasn't quite worked. But as Tank said, you just listed off a ream of absolutely top quality players, and however way you want to look at it,
they are top quality players. Sorry to interrupt. They are top quality players, but I don't think it's not the quality of players. When I'm thinking Havertz, Ziyech, I'm thinking bad attitudes. They've not got that. I'm digging in and I'm doing something for the team. It's very much if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
You don't want him in the trenches. You're trying to say?
Nah, exactly. And Sterling, he's 50-50 on that. For me, I don't think he certainly puts in a shift, but it's the quality that doesn't always come for him. And then Pulisic, you kind of get both, but never at the same time.
Is that not a manager's role? Because if I've got Ryan Sterling, I'm making him feel 10 foot tall every day of the week because he's a strange player. He's for me, he's just shy of an absolute top draw player. I think he's just underneath that bracket. But for someone who scores 20 goals a season, guaranteed in all competitions, you have to put your arm around him and you have to make him feel the main man. You are my man. Not say like, and this is where I do feel a bit for Potter, but if I'm Graham Potter and I'm going in there, I'm not saying to Raheem Sterling, do us a favour, right wing back.
Yeah, that's a weird.
I'm getting him and I'm saying, you are my main man. You are the focus of this fucking team and me turning this round to get us into that top four. And you tell me where you see yourself stronger and build them up to be 10 foot tall.
Yeah, it was a strange decision, especially when you think, Tank, of the reason why Chelsea, if you read reports on The Athletic, which you can get now for a month for £1, a big fan of The Athletic, big fan of The Athletic. But if you're looking at Raheem Sterling, the chances of, or the reasons I should say, why Chelsea were able to bring him in is because he didn't feel like his value was appreciated at Manchester City. He wasn't that senior figure in the team. Chelsea obviously offered him that. Yet you're then asking him to play right wing back. It just, it seems a strange decision. And I suppose when you look then at the quality of the players that Potter has at his disposal, and then in the same breath, maybe if you look at somebody now, obviously got a bigger sample size, but if you look at Mikel Arteta, and I want to talk about Arsenal for a bit because I'm so impressed with this fella. And we're talking about the quality of squads. Yes, Arsenal have top quality players in there, but they've also, I would argue, player for player, Chelsea have got a stronger squad, would you say, than Arsenal in terms of experience, tenure, proven track record. I think the ceiling of this Arsenal team is miles better. You look at the likes of a Martinelli, who I think is going to be the next big thing. Odegaard, who we'll talk about in a minute, I think is arguably the informed midfielder in Europe at the moment. So the ceiling of this team is huge. But Mikel Arteta is getting a tune out of these Arsenal players, Tank, which is so impressive. You know, from a structural point of view, they're so well coached. The hunger, the pressing, they just look like they've got it, don't they?
The thing, what's been most impressed with me with Arsenal, and it's took him probably 12 months to get where he wanted them to be, is he's got rid of the big fucking personalities. He's been allowed to. But what's been more impressive is the midfield lad. I can't fucking think of his name.
Partey, Odegaard,
Xhaka, him. Now, going back then when he was kind of dropping him, taking the captaincy off, I was thinking to myself, he's a bad egg, he's a problem. Somehow Arteta's flipped him round to be one of the fucking best midfielders around at the minute. It's like, it's incredible. Well, it's not what Arsenal's got, and this is why I think, and I've said this a while ago before the Christmas period, I think they're going to win the league. Because what they've got the core of the team is so fucking young. It's so young. You know, you got Zaka, who's 21, is he? You got Martinelli, who's 20. Odegaard, who's running fucking games on his own, is about 23. The back four is so young as well. You know, they're like the centre halves are 22, 24. Ben White's 23. So you look at that side, and I just think he's got them and just said, we can do great things if you fucking follow me and believe me. And they've all bought into it. And then I'm telling you now, lads, once a manager has you like that and you're winning games, you're like, I'll fucking, whatever he says goes.
You said it. Momentum in football is massive.
Momentum's massive.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned there about the age profile of the team. And Jimmy, I hate to go down the Liverpool route, but there's a lot of similarities in how Arsenal have recruited and what made Klopp's team. Because I think it's fair to say, look, Liverpool have outgrown that initial model of kind of recruiting young, the next big talents. Liverpool's recruitment seems a little bit different these days in terms of we probably need to buy more established players. But anyway, that's a conversation for later on. Whereas I think it was Edu came in and said, look, Arsenal need to buy young. And there was question marks around some of the players that they bought when they first come in the door. But you're now starting to see the fruits of their labor, and the reason why for teams like Arsenal in a place that they were, or teams like Liverpool in a place that they were in when they started doing, I don't want to say moneyball, but it's just smart recruitment. It's, look, let's bring in the best young talent, and the worst that could happen here is we get a decent sell-on value. Arsenal are now starting to see the fruits of their labor.
A lot of the players were already there when Arteta came in, weren't they? You know, they have spent money, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I think Gabriel
Ben White, they got Ben White.
Yeah, Ben White. Who else are you looking at? Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, they bought the keeper, Ben White,
Zinchenko. Okay, I'll give you that. But he wasn't that. He was only 25 million. But my point is, the core of the squad, I'd say maybe 60% of that squad was there when Arteta came in. Now, I saw Arsenal at I think it might have been the first game, but it was certainly early doors, not this season, the last season. Xhaka got sent off and Man City battered them 5-0. I don't think they had a kick all game. And I was like, oh my God, this is not going well. And it was, honestly, it was awful. They were bad. And the way he's dragged them players up to where he wants to be him is nothing shy of phenomenal. Now, you don't go and be Pep's assistant manager, not learn anything. You don't play under Arsene Wenger and not learn a thing or two. So there's something in that. It's all than Moy. But even still, though, now you
get snippets of him.
No. But you say that, but for Moyes' frailties, he knows how to defend.
I like Moyes. Yeah.
So under any sort of fluid formation, you need to be able to set a formation that is able to defend. Because if you set a formation that is just everyone forward, we're not sitting in at any point. You lose 5-4. So even under Moyes, you would have learned something where, you know, sometimes backs against the wall, we need to sit in, get the ball, knock it around, build our momentum as that goes.
Get big dunk on
and throw it up front. But my point is, although he's spent, a lot of them players are already there, so he's made them better. And that's the worrying thing for me. Now, I think the next 4 games will define their title push. You know, they've got Newcastle, Tottenham, I think Man United, maybe a cup game, and then they've got City. So if they can come out of that with a couple of wins.
If you're Arsenal, Jimmy, you're licking your lips for that. You're licking your lips for the top.
Current form.
Frail.
Tottenham are shit, but it's North London derby, isn't it? So
Man U are
anything
shit.
can happen.
I mean, listen, I mean that like they
I'm not
are
having
poor.
Man U?
Man U are a poor side.
Oh, mate, Ten Hag's done some good work there. I'm not having that. They're not great. I'm not having. I'm
He's
not. They're
made
not
them
world
difficult to
beaters.
beat. That's all he's done.
But that's what.
And isn't that how you start a great team?
Yeah, that's. I'd argue that's what had to happen first. Tank,
Yeah, isn't that
I'm
that
not
what
too
you
sure,
need to?
lad.
If you
I'm not being
don't
funny. If I'm a
concede
Man U
goals,
fan and he spent hundreds and hundreds, I mean, he's another one. He spent a fucking fortune, and they're shit to watch. They are so bad to watch it on too. If you're sitting at Old Trafford, 75,000, you're not happy watching that dire shit week in, week out, because that's what it is.
I agree, but I would say if you ask Man United fans now, it's top 4 at all costs as part of the next stage in their development, because that allows them to shop in a different market. So for Ten Hag, it's probably
what
like,
do you mean shop in a different market, Jamie? They shop at the top tier every window.
I don't think they do. I don't think Anthony. They spend money, but the top players don't want to go to Man United at the moment. I would say that's why they ended up with Anthony for the 100 million. Whereas, teams know United, they can bend United over and get a shitload of money out of them for what I would call tier 1 players, and that's not disrespectful.
When Man U signed Anthony, Jimmy said,
I think that Anthony will be class, mate. I think he'll be good. And to be fair, his stats aren't horrendous,
mate. He is shit.
Mate, he's just come from Holland. He's got you've got to transition into the Premier League. It's not that easy. A lot of players coming into the Premier League don't transition that easy. It's not. But
my point is, I tweeted this last night after a few beers. You've got Nunez, who's fucking chaos, creating and scoring, and his record's unbelievable, by the way. He's scored 9 goals in 20 games, Jim. That's for me. That's not scoring. That's
14 goals and assists in 20 games. That's pretty much a goal.
And then you've got Anthony, who's 100 million. He can't trap a dead rat. He's got to step over, and then he normally plays it into the opposition's midfield to attack United.
That Anthony will be a good player, mate. Give him time, he'll be good. But from a Man United point of view, though, like, you can't say they're awful, because they were awful before, and they're in the top 4 now. If they win the next game, they go 3rd. So I'm not having that. Yeah, they might not be where they want to be, but you've got to build a foundation to be able to do that. If you don't stop conceding goals, you don't win games.
One thing I would say, Jim, is that has impressed me with Ten Hag. I think he's par for the course, but he's got some balls on him, to be fair, and he's made big decisions. And I think you look there, obviously Rashford slept in, he's put his foot down. I think that's what had to happen at United, though. You know what I mean? I think culturally, we've spoke about it before. There was bad eggs, there was big egos, and he's shown with Ronaldo. Whether you agree with him or not in some of the ways that he handled the Ronaldo situation, he showed that I'm the boss. Rashford there slept in. Other managers might have said, come on, will you get in there, you dickhead. Don't let that happen again. He's gone, no, we have standards. If you are not here, you do not play. And you can see that it's slowly starting to turn things around. I agree with Tank. Look, you're not going to pull up a beer and sit down and go, can't wait to watch Man United today. We've got some attacking football on the way. But what you feel now with Manchester United, having watched them over the years as a Liverpool fan and see them always find a way to win games, you kind of always feel like Man United are going to win games at the moment. And what I would say, and this is as a Liverpool fan who is experiencing the polar opposite, you feel like they don't concede that. They're pretty solid now. Liverpool don't feel solid. So I'm watching them going, they could win games 1-0. You know what I mean? And find a way to get into that top 4. And if you said to me now, Jim, I think they probably will get top 4.
I think they'll get top 4. Everyone, when Casemiro came in, everyone was like, "Oh my god, they spent X amount on a 30-year-old." Mate, he's fucking running around in a tuxedo. He looked like a Rolls Royce. He is quality. He has transformed that player. He has transformed that team. Casemiro has, and with a window, I think. I don't know where they strengthen. Maybe what, mate?
You've got no money to spend. He's come out and said that we're only in for the loan players.
That's fair. Is that a bargaining tool?
Exactly. If you Man United is the world's biggest club, mate. I mean, the only issue that they've got is they're on the.
If he had money, why didn't he go and get the lads who Liverpool signed? Why didn't he just say, "No, we'll match that"?
He might not have. We don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the ins and outs. So they might not have any money. They might do whatever they've got. They're finding a way. He's getting a tune out of Rashford. Rashford hasn't scored 10 goals a season since he's come onto the scene, and he got 10 already. Now, I think, and I
So
saw...
hold on, Rashford's got 10 and he's having a great season, and Nunez has got 9 and he's having a shit season.
I've never said Nunez having a great season.
Yeah, you like that one?
I've never said Nunez. What I say
don't
about
mean
Nunez,
you, Jim. No, I don't mean you.
Just in general.
In general.
Nunez is just the only thing with Nunez is he's playing for the team that creates the most chances and he misses them all. So that's the only problem with it.
But I said this to Jamie the other day. He's not, is he? He's missed 17 big chances this season, and fucking Mo Salah's missed 15, and not a thing gets said.
Both of it, all. I mean, Liverpool is they're wasting chances, aren't they, as a team?
My issue here, you're going to get me jumping into it, but I just have to say it because it annoys me. Like I love Nunez. I think he makes me want to watch football. Liverpool are shit at the minute. You said it the other day, Tank. Liverpool are shit at the minute. It's not great watching Liverpool, but Nunez makes, like, I can't wait to watch him later. And I know that means he might do some mad shit, but I'm all right with that because then whenever he gets the ball, he just, the stadium comes alive. He's occupying 2-3 players. There was one chance he played the other day, and I thought he was out. I thought he was great. I thought he was Liverpool's best player along with Thiago. There wasn't that many to pick from, but Thiago and Nunez.
Leicester centre half as the best player. Like.
Yeah. But he was running the channels. He was powerful. He was aggressive. I thought his dink over. Like, it's funny how little things in football. If that dink goes in, which by the way, it was a brilliant, lovely weighted dink. It hits the inside of the post and doesn't go in. That goes in. You know, it changes things. If the volley against Everton from the far right-hand side nestles in the top corner instead of hitting the crossbar, the thing that didn't help him, he missed one in the second half.
Lad.
But it's funny though, Jim. It's just football narratives. It just makes no sense to me how the guy is delivering basically a goal or assist every other game, and he's being spoken about as if he's fucking, the worst player ever. And there's other players in the league who are doing way worse than him, but nothing gets said. It just, I don't know. It frustrates me.
The reason why you get such a narrative is because Liverpool fans, like, they big him up to be like this amazing thing. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. I'm not saying he's not a great player, but he's got his frailties at this moment in time. And this is where anyone will sick onto anything where because you'll know you get a reaction, and they're getting exactly what they want because look at you're losing your shit. There was a video where Nunez tried to push someone, missed, and go, you can't even fucking get his push on target, and you lost your shit. You're tweeting, fucking, it's an easy win for any other fan.
You got me mad the other day, Jim. What did you get me mad?
I know I did.
What was it? I can't remember. Was it Harvey Elliott?
Was it Harvey Elliott? Fucking hell, like, it was, your head had gone. Like, all I was asking was a couple of questions, like, and it was like, fucking hell, fucking don't you do me, I didn't know, Jim. Fucking thumbs up in the chat. Mate, all I was doing was asking a legitimate question around Harvey Elliott. So, my point is, I think you're all easily wound up. Easy.
That's probably true, is it, Tank? Do we bite? Do we bite a lot, Tank?
No, I just look at football as a simplicity. Like, I actually tweeted at James Pease and said, "Are you taking a piss?" James Pease wrote a big article on Nunez after the Man City game saying they've got to get more improvement out of Nunez. And I actually tweeted, "Mate, are you taking a piss? It's one game back after the World Cup. It's a fucking cup game. And you're writing a big article about you've got to find out to get the best out of them. Take Liverpool out of that. Take Nunez out that Liverpool side, and we have got zero. I don't think we're going to get top 4 anyway. Take him out the side, and you might as well just wrap the season up now because you're not getting top 4. He is. All of our hopes are pinned on him for top 4. That's how much I rate him.
Yeah, I agree completely. But for whatever reason, he just has I don't want to say the X factor, but everyone is just watch him. I tell you what, the best way to put it is go and ask the defenders that he's played against. Are they looking forward to playing against them again? Yeah. And I bet you they'll say no.
No, but on the flip side, you go, for as good as he is and how much
he needs a couple to go in.
Finish, so you go, oh, don't, let him have the time.
That sentence. I'm not having that sentence.
He can't finish at the moment. Okay, let's say that.
Is he not going through a streaky spell that all strikers go through, where it's just not going in for him at the moment?
If you were watching that Leicester game, Darwin Nunez should have finished at least 2 of them chances.
And do you know there's going to be a game where he's going to click and he's just going to go bang,
and he will, and he should do.
I'm going to say it now. He'll score 4 goals in one game this season. Before the end of the season, he'll score 4 goals in one game.
He will bag against like Brighton or something, and that will get his run going. But at this moment in time, no matter who you support, Darwin Nunez should have scored against Leicester, regardless of who.
Yeah,
it
no,
was.
there was the chance. I actually don't think he could have done much more with the dink. I thought it was a lovely
The
finish.
thing was
It was
nice.
the one in the
good
second
shot.
half. It was a side foot, and he put it over the bar.
There was a few in the second half. There was a couple of headers, and there was one where the ball got whipped across, and he's kind of like jumped, let it hit him, and he could have like maybe angled his body, hook a volley across it, just get more on it. Look, that's easy to say in hindsight, and it will come for Nunez. It will come because he's got the ability. At this moment in time, he needs to finish more. That's not being pedantic. It's not being a knobhead. That's just facts. And when he does, he'll be unbelievable. And Liverpool will be back to their normal self.
So I want to finish on a couple of bits, right? So this is a player that has probably done Nunez no favours because the comparisons that were made when they first joined Haaland, who is the ultimate goal scoring machine. So a couple of things. So I was watching obviously the Everton City game, great result for Everton, not so much for City. So I think they lost last time out to Brentford at home. They dropped points to Everton. Look, I still think Manchester City are the team to beat personally. I feel like as impressed as I've been with Arsenal, and they look like the best team in the league at the moment. Couple of injuries here or there. You're going to be starting with Nketiah against some of those big teams that Jimmy said before. If they lose maybe a midfielder or two, it could change very, very quickly for Arsenal. I still think City will find a way because they're that type of team that could go on a 10-game unbeaten run. But that said, looking at the game, Tank, there's a couple of big talking points that came off the back of it. One little narrative that seems to be coming out now, I don't know if I agree with it personally, but are Manchester City a less fluid football team with Haaland in it? And yes, he'll score 50 goals, but in terms of the build-up and how he's involved, has that impacted them? And then second of all, I want to get both your thoughts on the potential red card for Haaland. I've been tweeting out on our social media channels about it. It's been mixed response. So first of all, Tank, what have you made of a couple of the narratives coming off the back of the City result?
I said in this podcast when they signed Haaland and they let go of Sterling and Jesus, they're a weakened team, and they are. There's no two ways about it. Haaland is an out-and-out goal machine. He is the main man. He will score 40 goals this season at a canter, absolutely. But the fluidity of Man City is not the same with him in the team because he is a stand-up there, put balls in behind, I'll run onto them, knock them into me, and I'll play people in. That's not how Man City play. They've always had the darting wingers. You could never say where Jesus, Sterling or Foden played because they were fucking all over the place. And the rotation from that front six absolutely decimated teams and no one knew how to pick up or who to pick up. Now, you've got the central figure, plus you've lost the two wide boys who, they score 20 goals per season. And I've said this from day one, and I think it's going to be proven right. It's took a lot out of Man City. Letting them go and making them the focal point has took the fluidity out of Manchester City. And I think it's going to cost them the league. I don't think they win the league this season. I don't. And have you seen the stuff coming out this morning, Pep Guardiola's comments?
No,
where he's saying he's disappointed in some of the body language of certain players on the training pitch. And it's the Portuguese, I'm not going to try and say his name.
Cancelo. Yeah, Cancelo.
Him and Foden, and I can't remember who the other one was named. There was three of them named. So there's Merman's going on in Man City. It's not the very happy camp as what it was. Lads, I don't think that they're an unbelievable side. They're an unbelievable force, and he is an unbelievable centre forward. He's an unbelievable goal scorer. But for me, he's fucked up their fluidity.
Where are you on this one, Jim?
I think anyone where you change players, when you go from an Aguero, a false nine, to an out-and-out striker, as Liverpool are finding out now, you will naturally see a bump in the road because it's a different way of playing. So you've gone from having wingers who are out wide, a number 9, 10 who drops in deep, then bombing in, as opposed to now you've got a 9 who's occupying the centre halves and wingers who need to come in earlier and pick up the pockets, play with Haaland and get your goals in that way, get your wing backs pushing on and get your goals that way. So you will naturally see that. So technically, yes, he has interrupted the fluidity because of how he plays. That's not his fault. That's a team that naturally will do it. You're finding the same with Nunez. He plays completely different to Firmino and Jota and your typical forwards. You've lost Mane. You had to, change around with Diaz on the left and whatnot. So, yes, it'll naturally have that. But to say they're struggling is, they're second in the league with the best goal difference. The only problem that they've got, they've had a couple of results that just haven't gone their way. Like yesterday or whenever, you can't counter for that goal. It was one of them where it's just a freak of nature. Yes, they probably should have scored more and had chances. So this is where I think Arsenal are benefiting, because teams are more interested in beating City and thinking Arsenal are the old Arsenal, so they'll come out of that with a result regardless of how they play it. Whereas for City, they know they've got Haaland. One, they came up trumps with the let's boot Haaland into next week with Cody and Tarkowski. I think they did him in the first couple of minutes, didn't they? Put him in the air. So I think people are more bothered about that, and hence where Arsenal are benefiting, because Arsenal haven't been that force. Everyone's going, right, they were sleeping on Arsenal, and I think that's where City are struggling in that, where people still want to up the game against them. But the second they've still got to play Arsenal, I think that game's whoever wins that game, I think goes on to win the league.
Tank, what did you think on the Haaland red card? Because I watched it a few times, and a lot of people are saying it was a red. Look, Liverpool allegiances aside, I don't think it was a red card. I think it was if there's such thing as an orange card, if you will, it was a yellow card. He didn't really catch him. He was a little bit out of control, and these things always look worse when you take a screenshot of him off the ground. There was a little bit of excessive force, but ultimately there wasn't a huge amount of contact. And you both played the game. Sometimes when a defender's going to clear it up the line, it's like a block. You're trying to block the ball rather than get the man, because if you can get there in time, you'll obviously block the clearance. What did you think? Red card for you, or?
Yeah, but only because that's the stupid rules what are now. That's the problem, because
in today's game, you think it's a red?
In today's game, it is. Yeah. And for me, looking at it, I'm like, it's a yellow card, that'll do. But the problem is like, bear in mind, he's a fucking big 6'4" monster, and he was out of control. He was reckless. And if he caught the lad properly, it's a fucking leg breaker all day long. Back in the day when I played, you kind of, I used to, because I played left back, you kind of waiting and you kind of deliberately kick the forward and go down and grab your leg because you know it's coming. And in today's game, it was a red card for me, because it is reckless and he's out of control. He's off the ground. He's coming at some fucking pace as well, by the way. He's not just like, he's steaming into it.
He did look like his head had gone a bit there.
His head was gone, yeah. It's totally gone.
Yeah. What about you, Jim?
I think Tank's right. I think it could have been a red card, and you've seen and given. If you see that on a Saturday or Sunday, you can have no players left, are you? So it's a real grey area. I don't think he was excessive force. He's running, he goes down early, he's on his arse, and with these pictures, he's skidded about 8 foot on his arse, hasn't he? But it's not like he's sliding. He's kind of on his back like an ant. He's like, and then going through the air.
Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, he's like, so he's fucking, he's, I don't think he's tried to hurt the lad. I think it's, like you say, a clumsy striker's tackle. I think if it was given, you go, fine. If you think if it's not given, you go, yeah, I can understand why. So it's really grey area, real grey area. And the issue you'll get is the next one will be given a red card, and everyone will go, oh, what about the Haaland one? So it's the consistency on that. I don't think they're red cards all day. I think if you get them, you take your yellow and you move on, don't you? And that's what it's there for. And yeah, so no, not a red card for me. I mean, sorry. In my mind,
did you just convince you? So you agreed with Tank?
No. When I said not a red card, what I mean is it could have been a red card I wouldn't have wanted to have seen a red card. I'm glad it wasn't.
Okay.
Do you know what Jimmy sounds like there? He sounds like the battle going on in my head saying, well, Liverpool are on today and I've got some Corona left in the fridge. And I probably shouldn't have a drink, but you know, and I think I'm going to slice the lime in case I have a drink. Fuck it, I'm having a drink.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Convince yourself. Are you going to have a drink for the game later, Tank? What's your plans?
No, mate, I'm not. I'm taking Jack back to Burnley tonight.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to miss the game, though, no?
No, we watch the game and then I'll take him back. He's back in full training tomorrow.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Mother-in-law's in hiding.
Can I be honest, lads? About 3 times during that podcast, I was obviously paying attention to what you were both saying, but I had a voice in my head saying, I can't believe Tank kecked his mother-in-law.
Who kecks the mother? Like, that is out there. Like,
that is a high risk. Like, I'd just love to hear the voice in your head where you've seen her stood there and like the first thought in your head is, I'm going to keck her. Like, this is a good idea. This is something I should do. Like,
the second question is, why is your mother-in-law in trackies, lads?
No, they're not like tracky. They're like black thing. I can't really explain them. Yeah, whatever. What I will say is that I have got a good relationship, but it's not like kind of, we do have a laugh and that. We do have a bit of a laugh. But
you must have given a good grab if you took knickers as well.
Well, yeah, I said that. I was like, I'm trying to defend myself, and I was like, them pants must have been tight at the top to whip the skids down as well.
Big knickers, lad. What were they thong? What was it?
No, it was black, and she did say, I'm glad to put me new Christmas knickers on.
Fuck's sake, right. On that note, any other plans, boys? Any other plans for the bank holiday?
No, it's a bank holiday mates, in England, Hey, by the way, what about Ronaldo? Have you seen that Al Nassr?
Oh, stop.
Have you seen the Instagram account? This is the impact of Ronaldo.
6 million overnight or something.
5.8 million extra followers overnight.
Yeah, Everton have 2.1 million Instagram followers, which surprised me. And I think his new team have gone from, I think it was a couple of 100,000 or something.
100,000 to 6.3.
6.3 million. But I'm telling you, that's the way modern football fans will start supporting players and not clubs. I'm convinced.
Well, there's a lot, generation. There's a lot of people in Middle East or Africa or wherever in Europe that just follow Ronaldo around, so they will just be like, Ronaldo, wherever he goes, I'm a Ronaldo fan. So that's where they jump on that, and when he leaves, they'll all unfollow, and it's mad, isn't it? Like, that's the impact. That is why a lot of players get bought these days, not because of the impact they can have on the pitch. It's what the impact they do around commercial
stuff on their on their Instagram account now is massive. They're going to be going to sponsors saying, look, we want X amount because we've got 6.8 million followers now, and we put one thing out and 6.8 million people see it. I mean, it's massive commercially for them. Massive.
It's funny though, isn't it, lads? You look at Ronaldo there, ever since that Piers Morgan interview, it's like how to make a car crash stuff. Like it's such a sad end to a career. And there was actually, I tweeted it on our Twitter page the other day. There was a moment in that Piers Morgan interview where Piers Morgan said to him, you could quite easily go to a Middle Eastern club, a Saudi Arabian club, and just take all the money. But that's not what it's about for you, is it? You want to play at the highest level for as long as possible. And he's like, yes, that's what I want to do. And I just think it's such a sad end. This whole Messi Ronaldo debate over the years, and they've both been unbelievable. Obviously, people will have different views as to where they rank in terms of the best ever, but he's definitely up there. But we're talking about Lionel Messi leading his country to a World Cup, and now we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo going to Saudi Arabia for the money. It all feels very needless, doesn't it, Tank?
I don't think he's gone for the money, Jamie. I just don't think he had a choice.
You don't think?
I don't think he had a choice, but surely, Tank, he could have gone to Sporting on 10 grand a week, like, surely.
Yeah, but when I say a choice, it's like if someone's offering you 3.8 million euros a week, Jimmy, and someone's offering
I'm not saying that.
No, I know, but it's kind of like it's.
So it is the money then.
Sure, well, I don't think he's gone just solely for the. Look, he can put a fucking paid sponsor out on his Instagram and get 5 million quid a day. So I don't think it's there for the money. I just genuinely don't think.
But that's why I don't understand. Like, surely someone somewhere, if he goes, don't pay me £1 a week. Didn't Dani Alves go back to Barcelona on £1 a week?
Yeah.
If it is about playing at the elite level, I'm not asked about money. Just let me.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was options. The Sporting Lisbon.
I'm not having that. Someone goes to me. Someone comes to me, and I'm manager of I don't know, fucking Scotty Parker's just gone to Club Brugge Champions League, by the way. So if someone goes to me, right, here's Ronaldo, £1 a week, Champions League football, and you're going to get all the commercial deals anyway, surely someone goes, fuck yeah, why give it a
you
go,
know what,
lad.
Jim? I honestly now think he's done himself no favors in that the football side of it. I don't think it's worth it. I think his ego will get in the way. He's a disruptive figure, not only for his national team, but also his club team. He stormed out and just caused absolute bedlam. But ultimately, if you look at his performances for Portugal and most recent performances for Manchester United, I'm not talking last season now, I'm talking most recent. He's not good, mate. It's not that he's not good. He's old. He's just old.
He's old, isn't he? I'll give you that. But if you go to someone like Portugal or,
Jimmy, you don't want him. That's the problem. I think what he done at United and his interview, I think any manager, if I'm a manager, I'm like,
I wouldn't touch him.
The chairman comes to you like, I don't want him.
But if you get in a contract, so if you put in a contract, Ronaldo goes, right, I'll have 10 grand a week, whatever. And if you want rid of me after a week, you just pay me 10 million quid. Would you not have a gamble at that?
If you think, Jim, look at what Tank was saying before about Arteta, and if you've seen the All or Nothing documentary, right, about the impact of bad eggs in a dressing room, look at Aubameyang, right? That was the best thing that Arteta could have done to get everyone to buy into what he was trying to do at Arsenal. Cristiano, you're proactively bringing in trouble to your club. I think the football side of it and the rest of the nonsense that comes with it, I just don't think he's that. I don't think it's worth it anymore. Which is why he's ended up there.
Any up-and-coming young manager would not want him anywhere near your squad because he's just going to undermine you. His ego's too big. If you drop him, you've got major problems. He'll be trying to get you the sack. He is a fucking red flag to every manager in world football.
Yeah, definitely. Right, lads, we're up on the hour. I'm not going to take up any more of your bank holiday. It's been a pleasure, as always. I will be in touch later on to talk about Darwin Nunez all night, which is one of my favourite topics. But lads, as always, thank you very much for your time. Everybody else that is listening, that chats to us on social media during the week, please keep them coming. We all hope you have a fantastic 2023, and the three of us will be there with you the whole way. So with that, enjoy the rest of your week. Look after yourselves, and we will be back with you again next week on the Boot Room Podcast. All the best.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, lads.